everybody, welcome back to the Gunfire Reborn 0 to Hero, where we started out on a fresh new account and we're trying to see how many runs it takes to get to the end of the game. Reincarnation level 10. We had one failure so far on Nightmare mode, which means that we're 4 runs in and we're at Reincarnation level 1. This is when the game really opens up and you get a deluge of new content and new mechanics and stuff like that. But we are turning off the seasonal mechanics. We're playing in classic mode, so we're staying there, and we're re-rolling our character every run. So let's bring up the wheel and see who we're playing on Reincarnation level 1. Firefox! Oh, we're shapeshifting to Firefox. To start, remove the option. And we're going to do Reincarnation level 1 as Firefox. So there's some things that we could do with this. We're now going to be able to set up into our premium Reincarnation stomping setup. So over here on the Bizarre Dream modifiers, I like to turn on all of these except for Transcendent Arsenal. If you want to learn more about Bizarre Dream modifiers, I have a whole video on my YouTube for it. Maybe I'll even put a little link to it over there. The most important one is the Lone Wolf. This is going to let you play in a harder difficulty than you normally would. See how this says player count? I'm essentially going to be playing on a difficulty as if 2 players are in, which sounds super hard, and it kind of is, but the trade-off is that you start with a spiritual blessing, and these things are game-changing. Since we are playing an elemental-focused character, I'm going to choose Painkiller. This is a great opportunity for me to show you how Painkiller can be really, really useful in any run that's dealing with element. If you're playing the Prince with his guaranteed corrosion, Painkiller's amazing. The Lightning Tiger and Lee all do elemental fantastically. Let's get this one started. I feel like Lee is a very strong character and we're gonna be awesome. So what is a spiritual blessing? It is a passive buff to your character that makes it so that you could do a lot more stuff than you could in the game before. This is going to explain right here. Enemies are more advanced. You get spiritual remnants from the Phantom Peddler. You use Soul Essence, the meta progression currency, in order to buy them. That's why in the last episode, at the end of the run, I didn't want to spend down all of my Soul Essence because I want to use it to try to guarantee a win on my next run. So challenging Reincarnation for the first time will not consume Soul Essence. Doesn't matter. We're gonna fuck this one up. I didn't know about that, by the way. I didn't know that the first run doesn't consume it. So I guess maybe that changes the way you do it. So why did I take Painkiller? Painkiller says, when inflicting an elemental effect to the enemy, there is a 100% chance to inflict all elemental effects. So if I inflict burning on an enemy, it's also going to put decay and shock on them, which means you're also going to get the fusion effect. So you'll also put explosion, miasma, and manipulation on them. So just by doing one element, you do all elements and all elemental fusions. Secondarily, you convert all negative elemental effects applied to you as a bonus with the opposite effect. So if an enemy puts burning on me, I get a heal instead. If they put shock on me, I have a damage reduction. And if I get decay put on me, I get a movement speed bonus. So Painkiller is fantastic. So let's look at this. There are a couple things here. Oh, this is what it meant by free. So I guess the first time you go into Reincarnation, they don't put a cost on this. Well, that's nice of them. That way you get a little taste for free. You get a free sample. We're at fucking Costco for spiritual remnants here. So the refresh is also free. In that case, we want to do a lot of element. I feel like we should do something to give her survivability just to make sure we make it through this run. We're already going to get a lot of fire stuff. I know that. She has one ascension that makes it so that her fireball guarantees burning. So we're probably going to turn this into a Kamehameha run, just because that's going to be the most guaranteed way to inflict our burning on enemies. So I'm going to refresh this a bit until we get her specific spiritual blessing. You'll see the icon of your character next to it if it's something that is specific to them. Otherwise, the rest of these are going to be generalized, meaning any character can have them. Some of these, even though they're general, they can be very good. Like the one we have right now, Painkiller, that's a super strong one. Fake death is a great way to stay alive. Every 45 seconds, if you would have died, instead you do that Borderlands fight to survive thing, where if you kill an enemy, you get to stay alive. That thing can keep you up almost permanently. Ultimate Gambler sounds very basic. You get to refresh your goblet once, but that's really good, because how many times have you popped open a goblet and it had no options that you liked? At least if you have Ultimate Gambler, you're very likely to avoid a situation where you have to take a dead ascension. Let's see, that's Blazing Meteor. This is after casting Spiritual Flame, enter energy draining. Consume more energy per second, and you get bonus movement speed, rate of fire, and weapon damage. So this is for a weapon build. That's not exactly what I'm looking for, so we're going to keep rolling on that. Copycat's amazing. Field proficiency is pretty good. If you're a character that has a cooldown for your primary, this could help out a lot with that, because it's going to reduce that at max stacks by 60%. Very good on that. I think we're just going to have to take Raging Inferno. Increase base damage of Spiritual Flame for hitting one enemy with it, which consumed over 30 energy. I feel like we could find something better, but I think we don't need anything for this one. And if we can find fire damage, which we just got 2 options on here, unless this one, yeah, I was going to say that one might have had fire on it. But I'll take this. Now, we want to do Elemental, and I want to use this if I can. Alright, just plucking a... He stepped in the fire. So, I did elemental damage to that guy, and you'll notice it did an explosion. That's because it did corrosion and burning, which does an explosion. So that's very nice. You could do the multi-explosion Gemini. I could do that, but I'm not sure if this is going to be the fire weapon I carry with me throughout the whole run. We could do that. We could show that off. Now, normally, fire weapons wouldn't be very good against shields, but the fact that we're able to put shock on enemies by applying burning means that the shock is going to make them take extra damage. So it's pretty good. We can cast down meteors and fireball. Kamehameha. Now, if we could get something that does way more burning chance, we'll be so happy. What I would really like to see on this is a piercing flame. Oh my god. The very first thing. Elite Assassin this early on is amazing. Now, it's not going to do anything for us for a bit. So we got to be careful about that. We're technically underpowered because we didn't get something that immediately benefited us. But as long as we can survive long enough to get a couple elite kills, we're going to be cruising. So that's a very strong start. We've got a good start on our hands here. Get those headshots. A lightning Kasana. It is sir! I'm gonna bleed out. I didn't bleed out. That guy had bleed on his hits, and it stacked bleed on me. That was almost bad. Almost took a down this early on. Now, I don't have to do burning damage to get this. Lee gets a lot of benefits from burning damage, so it's nice to stack that. But until I get those bonuses, it doesn't really matter. Casting Meteor on enemies hit is pretty nice. I don't normally go for Blazing Meteors. Usually it's either a Kamehameha run or it's a weapon run with her. This looks like it's going to be a good run. It does look like it's going to be a good run. All right, we're going to jump in here. Try to send this one down Main Street. Fantastic. Again, if we get a single elemental proc on an enemy, it will proc all elements. So see, he's confused, he's miasma'd, he exploded. There's a lot of good stuff going on there. Streamer Luck's OP. Yeah, we play Crab Champions. We know about Streamer Luck. Elemental Convergence and Elemental Relic. We unlocked both at the same time. Well, well, well. Probably should have saved my, There we go. And Elemental Bestow. Oh, and Lightning Enthusiast. And Lightning Blast. Oh, we picked a good one to be Lee. Thank you, Wheel. The Wheel saved us, everyone. Let's hear a round of applause for the Wheel. And it does extra damage versus enemies and shock effect. All right, this one's got a 40%, you're a 20%, but we're doing extra damage to shock and it's shooting faster. Streamer Lux is OP as fuck. You guys just gotta learn to be as skilled as I am to get lucky. You don't understand. You don't understand how skilled my luck is. Ow. Crossbowman hit me from where? Oh, that didn't take any essence because this whole run isn't. I was behind the wall. How did he hit me? Okay, so Lee is a glass cannon. She has the lowest health out of everyone, so she goes down very easily. You have to be very careful with her. We're gonna take the extra energy, or actually, let's take the damage mitigation. I think our damage is gonna be fine on this run. What we need to do is have survivability. We already went down once. I should be more careful about where I am putting my points. Because if I get caught up in trying to make sure that I do a lot of damage, I'm gonna be taking a lot of damage. If you don't know what the right click of the Lightning Blast does, it basically buffs all of your shots. It gives a projectile lucky shot chance, range, and increased bullet speed. And we get our first skill master. Hey, what's up, bud? So you choose a mission, and that mission will have some sort of requirement down here. You don't get the bonus until you beat the mission. However, you do get the debuff while you're doing it. So for example, if I took this one for extra crit, I would immediately get less non-critical damage. And if I achieved 40 crits within 60 hits, it would take that away and give me bonus crit. However, if I didn't get 40 criticals in the next 60 hits, I wouldn't get the bonus and I would keep the non-critical damage debuff. So when you're looking at these, you need to make sure that it is something that you want, but it is also something you can do. So for example, before completing 4 rooms, achieve the following 8 times. Defeat or assist in 3 enemies using the weapon within 4 seconds. So I couldn't kill a bunch of enemies with my primary. Like I can't do my fireball Kamehameha to kill them. I would have to use the lightning blast. I know in the next couple rooms, there's going to be a few waves of enemies that'll get spawned in. I don't think this would be too bad to do. However, I don't really have a weapon I want to put an exclusive inscription on. So I don't know if I want to do that. Is there a scroll that gets rid of the debuff? In future trainers, there will sometimes be an option to take a training to remove any debuffs that you've gotten. So if I failed this one, the next time I run into a skill trainer, he may have one that's like, hey, just survive 3 rooms and you'll get rid of that debuff. However, as I said, we need to focus on survivability. What I need to do is fall fewer than 1 times before completing 3 scenes, and I'll recover lost HP after taking damage. This is something that can keep us alive. The problem is the whole time, I've got to deal damage or else I'm going to be losing HP. So I gotta run forward here because we're going to be taking damage constantly. There we go. See how there's like a lot of little guys spawning here? I knew that was going to happen. I probably would have been able to get that exclusive inscription. That would have been nice. Oh, we're just going to keep going? We're not going to stop till we get enough? A Justice is really good for causing burning. I'm gonna clear this. And then try to remember, oh yeah, I had the Scorching Rounds. I'm gonna take that. Refresh, good and oh, well, never mind. You had extra versus decay, that does help. Return ammo on magazine miss doesn't help out a whole lot. So I think even though I said I wanted the piercing flame, I think this Justice is going to do a little bit better just because it says it does extra damage versus enemies in decay. And as we've said a million times already, every time we do any elemental damage, we do them all. Phantom Peddler! Here's the new mechanic that also comes with reincarnation. Enhanced scrolls. These scrolls usually come with no downsides. If before you had a scroll that had an upside and a downside, these will get rid of the downside, or it just makes them even better in some way. For example, long shot here, increased weapon damage when hitting an enemy far away from you. The farther they are, the larger the bonus. This one now says up to 200, whereas before it was up to 100. And you can see in the top right corner, the Spirit Link. That shows you that if you get combinations of scrolls, you'll get a bonus. Long shot helps with Quenched Arm, weapon damage, and lucky shot chance. So if I get this, I will have 1 out of 3 on Quenched Arm, I think. I could get a better Lightning Blast. Oh, and enhanced weapons. So you see now this says expanded Angelic Aura, which means that it has bigger magazine capacity. A Fierce Argus has more damage on it. So if we were to take any of these, they would be better than the ones we would get otherwise. This one is a higher damage Lightning Blast. I feel like Enhanced Shot's pretty good, even though we're going for a more of a skill damage than weapon damage. This isn't bad because anytime I do need to shoot the gun, it's going to be pretty good. So there we go. And they're free. They're free for this very first reincarnation run. After this, they would have a cost, I think 50 soul gems. I'm going to take this, but I'm going to re-roll and see if we get something better for fire damage. Doesn't look like it. But this is a pretty good weapon because we can do area denial like this. The little fireballs leave lava spots on the ground, which is great. It's like having a mini version of the Prince's grenades. Every 60 energy cap, elemental effect chance for current weapon increase. For every 1% effect increase, current weapon, when elemental effect chance is over 100%, you then get lucky shot. Basically, when we spend our Kamehameha energy, we're going to get better elemental effect chance on our weapon. And if our elemental effect chance goes over 100, then we start getting lucky shot on it. That is really nice. I'm wondering, though, if we should get more of the damage mitigation, though, just to be safe. I think our damage is fine. I think our survivability is what we should concern ourselves with. Now, I need to do damage because we're going to start losing HP from that debuff. This is a difficult challenge. It is the cube. The cube is probably the hardest one to do early on. But thankfully we have a character that can handle that with a weapon that can handle it. We basically need to cover a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? We need a lot of crowd control. And thankfully with a elemental run, we have a bone dragon. We have all the tools we need to do that. We can basically put down a bunch of shots to keep enemies from getting close to us that are weak. We're unlocking so much stuff on this run. I'm not sure if it's because it's our first reincarnation run or if it's just because we're several runs in. But you can see, just by placing down the fire back and forth here, we're able to keep things mostly from getting in. If that was a fire bone dragon, my heart would have exploded. A fire bone dragon would go so hard. We could still put this in our backpack. Simply because, like Penguin said in the chat, we could do the Gemini that shares explosions. Or I could end up doing a share element. And that'd be pretty good. Now that we are using Spirit Link for our scrolls, we have an extra little wrinkle to consider here. Paranormality I really like, and Energized Defense is pretty good. You get extra damage for every 5 shield or armor you have. That works really well with that. So we can do a lot more damage with both our weapons and our skills using that. Fantastic. Thorny Carapace does a little bit of corrosive damage when we get hit. So max shield and armor being good helps with that, and skill damage helps with that. And since it's another form of element, that could help with our painkiller, putting all elemental effects on enemies. Additionally, its link increases skill damage. So both of these, I would not fault you for taking. The ammo capacity one, I don't think really fits with what we're doing here. But for survivability, I'm going to take Paranormality so that I can stack shield stuff. And then if we get that Energized Defense, it's going to help out a lot for all damage. So now we can just focus on things that help shield. In future chests, if I ever have something to make a decision on, I know not to worry about health-related things. I could just focus on shield and damage-related stuff. It's a good way to like put your mind at ease so that you don't have to worry about too many variables. I now know that the variable I'm going to focus on is shield, and I can completely eschew health-related things. All right, we got an elite invasion early on. I'm just gonna send very low charge shots at them just to inflict as much element as I can. Because if I can put manipulation on these enemies, then they'll help me. Plus, I'm doing damage on the ground here. See how the meteors keep hitting even though I'm not shooting? That's because them standing in the Justice's pool counts as another weapon shot. Or as a weapon hit without it being a shot. Which is fantastic. Now, a fire tower is asking a bit much, I feel like. What's with all the kunai? A fire big hippo? It's only got a 5% chance. I do love a big hippo with an element on it, but I feel like we gotta go with our lizard. I'm gonna wait to get my my golden goblet before I jump in on that. There's guys above me right now. They're gonna be jumping down. There they are. There we go on that. You're an immortal asshole. Enjoy all of my elements on you, good sir. You lose! Good day, sir! Lee is squishy. Lee is very squishy indeed. I'm gonna send one up here. We don't want to deal with the sniper, so we're just gonna let the sniper take that one to the face. There we go. Okay, corrosive horsehead. I like taking the upper route. I feel like having enemies below you is better than above you. In the classic saying, I have the high ground. Do we want to replace inscriptions? I'm gonna hold off on this one for two reasons. One, I don't know if I have a scroll I really want to give up. And secondly, we may get a better elemental weapon in just a moment. Look at all that explosion damage we're doing. And remember, I'm playing on 2-player mode right now. So we're getting all of the extra enemies that you would get from playing in 2-player, but 1-player. And even then, we're kind of raffle stopping this. Raffle stopping. Words are hard for me, okay? Be patient. When recovering or consuming energy, temporary max shield equivalent to 50% of the energy change. So, for example, I have paranormality on. So if I were to spend some energy, then I would not only get that extra shield, but paranormality will double it. So if I shoot out, I'm going to shoot out a pretty big one. I'm now at 168. It's pretty good. That was a bonus 30-some amount. All right, we're going to go do the elite fight. And then we'll see about that chest up there, what bonuses we can get from that. My bone dragon, I'm not really switching to it, so I think I will take the glimmering. Just in case I run... Oh, wait, no. That's the same ammo type. Never mind. We could group enemies up with this bone dragon and then hit them with the fireball, like that. That's one way to do it. Or group them up and then have them land on the Justice's fire pad thing. A couple bombers are going to spawn over here. We're just going to drop this down so they land in that. Easy enough. Alright, let's hope for a horse head because the spearman could be rough. And there we go. We're going to rush in here. Touch the shield, back up. Touch the shield and back up. Oh, I did it too early. He was still in cooldown. Alright, rush in there, touch the shield, back up. We got bombers coming in. We're just going to put down some fire all around me. And that should be relatively safe. There's our bonus goblet, and we got 3 of the Inflicting Inferno. That's fantastic. On the house is pretty good too. So if I were to show you Lee's talents here, this is the thing I was talking about. If you have this talent unlocked, every time you beat a boss in or elite, it drops a fire damage weapon. It doesn't have to be a weapon that innately has fire damage on it, like the Justice. It could be any weapon and then be given the convert to fire damage thing on it. The fuck how? What are you fucking how about? What is that in regards to? Ooh, there's a lot of good choices here. Intimidating Presence doesn't really help us because we're already inflicting manipulation on enemies all the time. And we're not doing normal damage, we're doing elemental. So we can avoid that. Coin Shot doesn't really help out a lot either. We're not doing a lot of weapon damage. It is elemental damage. Even though we're inflicting it with our weapon right now, I'm hoping in the future it'll all come from the Kamehameha, so I don't want to get too invested in that. Terminal Lucidity, it doesn't help out a lot either. It resets cooldown of skills but we have a resource-based primary. So with all of that in mind, I think I'll just go ahead and take Coin Shot for now, and hopefully it will carry us to the point where we don't need weapon damage anymore. The mini-boss fight, I just put a lot of fire down. You have to imagine, every time I inflict burning while I have painkiller on, I'm also doing corrosion, and that's causing an explosion. So there's a lot going on there. Now, do I want to replace my normal inscriptions on this? That wouldn't be bad. But I think I'll just take a scroll. So what do we want to give up here? I can immediately trade that Coin Shot out. Yeah, I think so. Magic Watch is pretty cool. We get a little bit of a chance for dash cooldown when we spend our primary, since our primary is in cooldown base. But he was stunned, he couldn't do anything. Yeah, Explosion does that. Explosion makes it so that it interrupts your attack. And if I'm doing constant procs of burning, then it's taking constant explosion and it won't do anything. On top of that, I was AI manipulating it by running in and touching the shield and backing back out, so he did the shield slam thing, but whatever. So on this is the Ascension Fusion. What we can do is pick 2 Ascensions from other characters and add that into the pool for our Golden Goblets, and we can remove 2 that we don't want to see. So for me, I'm not doing a lot of Blazing Meteor stuff, so while there are some things that proc off of Blazing Meteors, I don't really need the damage for it. So I'm just going to get rid of the damage-based one, and I'm going to get rid of the capacity one. This way, our pool of Ascensions is smaller, and we're more likely to hit the ones we want. Over here, there are a couple survivability things that I think would be really good for us. This one comes from the dog, and it says after taking so much damage, you become immune to damage for a few seconds. That will keep us alive for sure. And this one from the monkey makes it so that whenever you defeat enemies, you get more shield and armor and damage resistance. Fantastic choice for us. So we're going to put those on there. And hopefully we can stay alive for the rest of this run. Now, I would still love to get a very high elemental effect chance weapon. But it doesn't look like we're going to get one better than my boy here. So I think we're just going to give him a little bit of lovin'. I'm not going to etch him to have a Gemini. I'm just going to give him a little something else. And we're going to pump this in here. Did we get the Golem this time? No, we're still on this guy. All right. All right. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's not a grenade. There we go. Here, have some of those. So when he comes up here, I'm gonna hit him with one of these just to put more burning on, and he's gonna sit in this fire. Now I think we have bombers near us now. I gotta be careful about that. Before they were just beetles, but since they're bombers, their heads will fuck you up. There we go, and he's dead. Again, Painkiller is really good. Putting shock on enemies that have shield and then hitting them. Oh, hey, we unlocked the Golem. Evil Banishing Talisman, love that. And there's a little bit more of our survivability. Damage, obviously looking okay. I am fine with the damage that we have. This Frenzied Shark has a 20% chance. You're a 30%. And you leave stuff on the ground, which is just lovely. The Star Devourer having Lucky Shot and damage versus burning is also nice, but I don't think I really need something like that at the moment. So now it is time for Interdependent Fortunes. I know we are getting a lot of new mechanics on this because I just dumped them all on, but hopefully you guys can keep up. What are we looking at here? We are looking at a scroll we want to pick up right now. However, you'll notice underneath of it here, it has an enemy effect. There are going to be random enemies throughout the rest of the run that will have this effect. Not all of them, just some of them. So if I take Piercing Bullet, which lets me deal extra skill damage after doing weapon damage, which is like precisely the kind of thing we're looking for, the enemies that have this effect will say, after dealing damage, prevents players from receiving healing for 3 seconds. So these guys could fuck up my ability to heal. This is the reincarnation of Bizarre Dream Interdependent Fortunes. Yes. This is something that's very useful for damage. The cannot be knocked back isn't bad, but being stationary isn't something I'm doing right now. And this is damage resistance whenever you spend 100 ammo, but again, we're not looking to do a lot of weapon damage, so I don't care for that. I'm going to take this instead. Plus, this adds to the sorcerer there, excuse me, which is skill damage. And we're going to do this 4 times. If you were doing this in 4-player, one person would, or each person would get 1 choice. If you're in 2-player, each person gets 2 choices. And for the odd ones, then I think the first player just gets to pick that up where it left off. So we don't want Resolute because we're very shield heavy, and that's bad for us. I don't want Bullet Light because I'm not very weapon focused. So I want to take Persistence. However, enemies will also take less damage the lower their health is. This could get a little rough on boss fights and Elite, but again, I care more about my stability than I care about theirs. Bloody Ammo, again, we don't really care for weapon stuff. Battle Nature is good for whenever you're close to enemies, but we are squishy, so we don't want to be close to enemies. Extravagant Consumption is a fantastic scroll. It increases all damage for money spent. The only downside is that it will automatically spin down to 500 copper at the end of every level, or at the end of every stage. So it's hard to stack up money for things like Riches Privileges and Unfettered Will, but it is really good for just getting all damage anyway, so I take it anyway. The enemy effect here, a chance to drop 1 copper when inflicting damage, and 20% chance, or 20% damage taken after dropping copper. So if enemies hit me, I'm gonna lose money and they're gonna get more damage. But I feel like that's worth it. And then Lightless Shield helps us not take damage. Gain stacks of it. Every stack negates incoming damage and is consumed afterwards. You can only have up to 3. If enemies have this, they get a stack of it every 10 seconds, and they're immune to damage and control for a second. That's kind of scary. To be honest, them having every 10 seconds damage immunity could fuck me up. However, every time a monster loses 20% of total HP, all negative effects are cleared. That sucks, because that means it'll cleanse their elemental effects, and we're really using those a lot. So what I think I'm going to do is intentionally take a Curse Scroll. This is going to make it harder for me to deal damage to elites. However, it's going to make it so that enemies with this deal less damage to players. So I'm going to take this. Plus, you'll see if I get 3 Curse Scrolls, then we do a little bit extra damage and take less damage from enemies that get close to us, which is something that we need. So even though this is going to make it hurt to deal with bosses and elites, I think it'll be worth it. Plus, we now get another blessing. So we started off with Painkiller because of our Lone Wolf blessing. We then got our extra damage from our Kamehameha Wave, and now we get to fill our second slot here. I'm just going to take a Cult Booster. There's a 20% chance for any scroll to become their enhanced version. I'm not taking Skill Freak because I'm not doing my Meteors, which is my secondary skill. And I'm not taking Skilled Trick because I'm not using weapons that much. So this is basically my only real choice. Hopefully me going over all of my thought processes on this helps you out. Wow. Just immediately busting that barrel in front of me. Vindictive Nature dropped. Alright, that guy's down. We're just gonna yeet some fire over here while we talk to our peddler. There we go. We got Enhanced lightning enthusiast, we're going to do extra lightning damage, and when we inflict shock on enemies, I also inflict it on myself. But if you remember, we already have painkiller, which inverts the negative effects. So that's fantastic. We're going to take that. And then... ooh, a lightning lucky jet octopus could be really nice. Let's see. It's got pretty good range on it. If you don't know how the octopus works, it like slurps up the essence of enemies and fills up this little bar. And after the bar fills up, you can kind of squirt it back out at them, which is pretty good. Vindictive nature, we do a little extra damage when getting hit. I'm gonna re-roll this and see what we get. Not bad. Now, if the range on this was better, that'd be nice, but it's not like this guy is really sending it far either. Yeah, and then we can squirt. We got the spit and squirt here. Hose them down. Now, if you can safely talk to the skill guy before clearing a room, that can help out a lot. Because if you can use this scene as one of your successes, then fantastic. But don't like throw yourself into a room if it's gonna get you killed. The slurp and spit, yeah, we do a little swallow, we do a little spit. We don't care about secondary charges. Replacing inscriptions with rare inscriptions could be good, but we have to kill with our weapon, and we're not being very exclusive about that. This one, killing enemies without taking damage is something I think we can do. So we're gonna send this down Main Street here. And we're just gonna let this play out as safely as... I don't know how that barrel exploded next to me, but okay. And this... yeah, that doesn't have the range. This does, though. Yeah, have some of that. Sir. Get slurped. So there we go. We're already at 5 out of 12 on our progression for that skill trainer. Which is pretty nice. It's a pretty nice thing. Can I destroy that? It would still be really nice to get more elemental effect chance on a ranged weapon. So I can feel a lot better about the situation. How far is that going to reach? There we go. There we go, and we completed the task. We got more movement speed now, which is just fantastic. Alright. Uh-oh. I ran out of juice. We gotta dodge these snipers, while also dodging these guys. Send that one down Main Street. There we go. Alright. Relatively safe now. We just gotta deal with the snipes. So, with Lee, her energy in the middle refills whenever you do burning damage. And that means that anytime we do any elemental effect, we're gonna do burning. So that bar does get filled up pretty easily with painkiller. Let's see. No element, we refresh. Rational consumption, pretty good. It's way better when it is enhanced, but that's fine. We'll take the extra skill damage, but we lose 5% of this 80% skill damage every time we buy something from a peddler. So if I want to get this, which is a 5% chance, but super fast rapid fire, that could be really good for us. What I'm thinking now is to get these laser gloves. and then do share element and get a really high elemental effect chance weapon to share with it so that I could use the rapid fire of the injector to hit very often, but then the elemental effect chance of the second weapon to hit with it very, to affect, you know what I mean, to do it more often. The words. I didn't do a vault on this level. Did I get ripped off? Did I get ripped? I was ripped off. I didn't get a vault. Did I go past it? Oh, there we go. Survivability. We just gotta survive. Now, I think I don't want to use the glove yet. And again, at the end of the day, we're still looking to do Kamehameha as our primary form of damage. It has a much larger range than my weapons. As a matter of fact, it may be infinite or near it. A fire enthusiast, you love to see it. When you're in this room, make sure to check around for chests and whatnot. Replace the normal inscriptions. I can get rid of this, which I think I will, just to make this better because I am interested to see what we could do. A double on the elemental effect chance, and when triggering elemental effects, spread it to enemies. Now that's a spoon. That's a knife. Oh, damn it. Damn it! That's pretty good. This is gonna be pretty nice. So, extra elemental effect chance and spreading it to enemies nearby. There it is. And we've got so much range with it. However, don't forget, we're still trying to do skill damage. There we go. The sentient tornadoes will chase you. Some people say they're on a set path and that they don't follow you. Those people are liars. They're scamming you into thinking that they aren't sentient, but they are. Deadly Curse! Oh, that's perfect for a paranormality run. So, Deadly Curse reduces your max HP, but increases your damage by a lot. And as it turns out, our max HP is set to 1 because of paranormality. So we get all of the upsides with none of the downsides, and we didn't even have to wait to get it as a enhanced scroll. It's a beautiful thing. Thought I saw a laser back there. Fuck you. Now, even though we haven't invested in our meteors at all, they still do pretty good damage. Sentient tornado, please. Please move away from me. Don't stand so close to me. There we go, bloody ammo. Didn't I already see that? Now, I also haven't gotten the ascension that makes it so that whenever I shoot my fireball, it's guaranteed to do burning. That's something that really opens this up for us to just do nothing but Kamehamehas all day. If we can get that, that'd be real nice. Oh, we also got the enhanced version. So, with bloody ammo, we could end up killing ourselves with it. It doesn't actually knock you down, but it can put you at 1 health if you just keep shooting. Not fantastic. However, explosive bullets, weapons will cause additional explosion upon shooting, dealing weapon damage, basically double damage. Which is nice. Hey! When using Blazing Meteor to hit an enemy affected by the burning effect, 60% chance to cast an additional meteor. That could be pretty good. We're not focused on meteors, but when you're fighting bosses, that's very likely to happen. However, I think we should just go with the extra energy, because later on when we are just spamming Kamehameha waves, we're gonna want that. Alright, as for you, enhance, etch. We're working towards this being a share element sort of weapon thing. And to be frank, I don't think a 10% chance on you is that good. 20% chance is better, but still not quite what I'm looking for. Have I not gotten... I knew I had to have a vault in here somewhere. It's boulders again! Whoop. Uh-oh. I can't make that one. Give money, get stuff. Yeah, I do not have money for that. That's true. I would have loved to get some more shield, but I can't. I shan't. Reinforced eggshell is very survivable. We love having damage reduction. Energetic Spirit helps with Lee's F ability? It does. You're right. I want to have this extra energy down here because when we get to the point where I'm spamming it a lot, having that constantly refill after every shot is really good. Still haven't gotten the guaranteed fire on use of it though. The guaranteed burning. We're gonna be in a tight spot if we don't end up with that. Oh. There we go. Thank you. I don't think I want to take the 20% on this. I think we want to find something better. I like coming up the steps. I feel like it's way more defensible to bring all the dudes into this little stairway here. I gotta get rid of bloody ammo. It's gonna get me killed. If you have bloody ammo, you have to manually reload or else you will constantly drain your health down. Which does get me killed sometimes. It happens. And it'll happen to you too. That's an elite fight. I feel like we could handle an elite fight pretty well right now. Sometimes there's a red chest there. However, just in case it is an arsonist, which is the thing I'm most scared of, I'm gonna go ahead and clear this room and get my goblet first. I think I have one more room until the elite gathering. Because on the off chance that I get a better weapon for elemental sharing, we got our crafty man back there. We're gonna get a lot of money from clearing this room. There you go, enjoy that. I keep seeing that scroll I put down. Look at the share elements working on that entire mob of enemies. And since I don't have to worry about landing a critical to do elemental damage, I don't have to worry about hitting these guys in the back. I can just let him do his thing. Elemental effect chance, as far as I know, is not bothered by criticals. It is not affected or influenced by it. All right, a 40% chance. That's pretty good. 40% chance to do elemental effect. I am gonna have to pump this once and then etch it, or I could gamble on an etch right now, or not because I don't have the money. Do we gamble? Maybe we gamble. Alright, shield guy is kind of annoying. We do have our primary, which will penetrate shield. But as you see, in this case, it's not a matter of hitting crits that is ruining this. It's the fact that the shield is just blocking all damage. Now, we already took a fall earlier today because of the snipers. Let's, in an earlier episode. We're moving in. I was trying to get that to connect the dots there. There we go. It's a cloning so that they're gonna do the split. There we go. Oh. This is taking a while. I recognize that fact. Sniper, please. Can you help me? There we go. Took a little bit because of the shield, but that's fine. Enhanced battle nature doesn't help a whole lot, but I guess in situations where things get close to us, it'll be helpful. Copper miner, again, dual edge. Okay, again, I want to focus on survivability here because I think our damage will be fine. So I'm going to get Thunderstep. That way, if things get close to us, we can stun them and run away. I feel like that elite fight was not representative of the amount of damage that we could do. Let's see, get a random weapon, replace normal inscriptions with otherwise, or reroll all inscriptions. I think we'll wait until after. So when you get these elite gatherings, they always do 1 plus the number of players in the game. So the fact that I'm playing on 2-player means that I'm going to have 3 elites to deal with, and I am out of ammo. Lucky us. This is fine. We have herded them all over here. I'm going to use this ramp. Alright, that one's down. The triple elite fight is dangerous. This is probably the most dangerous part of playing on Hyperborean Jokul. Or on my Bizarre Dream modifier setup in general. But it's worth it because, again, your elites have a good chance of dropping extra goblets, and if you have to fight multiple of them, you're more likely to get goblets. So we just got a Crimson Fire skill, which is pretty nice, and it dropped 2 of them, which is interesting. Survivability, again. We got Giant Slayer, which is nice. And what do we got over here? Nothing. Huh. When dealing damage, trigger burning effect can gain 5 stacks, consume a stack for every 15 stacks, recover 15 energy, and a fire damage bonus. The extra... No, we're gonna take the extra shield. I feel like, again, we just cleared all of those elites. Really no problem. I ran out of ammo, which keeps happening. But I'm just going to get a random weapon. A piercing shot is a 40% chance, but it's the same element as our laser gloves, so that doesn't really help. Sadly. Doing combined elemental chance is not terrible in this situation because it will make it into additive. So it was a 50% chance plus the 10 I have would make it a 60% chance, but I like having different elements so that the proc chance for both of them going off is separated, and you might get a double trigger, which is just cool. All right, we lost all our money because of extravagant consumption, but I can give this an enhance, or we could wait to get some weapons in Act 3 or here at the end of the boss fight that do it, because I'm not going to be able to enhance it and etch it. So I think I'm just going to level up the laser glove and just see how we go on this. Oh, that did nothing. Until I could do all elemental effects with my burning on the fire, or on the fireball. That really didn't stand a chance to do anything to the armor. So as you can see, we're still pretty dependent on our weapon damage at the moment. Jump, jump, jump. Oh, nearly. Here, can I finish you off like this? Yeah, I can. Hey, kill it 3 times on a leader harder. We did do that. Each enemy hit by blazing meteor or spiritual flame will take 10% fire damage and deal less damage. Yeah, we could do that. That's fine. It helps both. Hawkeye sight. 11%? Not what I'm looking for. Send me on my way. So again, damage seems fine. It's just about survivability. When dealing damage to players with full shield armor or dealing shield recovery, extra damage and minus movement speed, that could suck. Shield recovery will not be stopped, but minus 50% recovery speed. That seems fine to me. I think we could deal with that. This would be nice for extra damage, but again, we're looking to survive. Phantom skin. I don't like phantom skin on my enemies. I don't want enemies close to me anyway, so thunder screen seems fine. Oh, enhanced choices. I do love greedy choice. Propulsion device is amazing. Just being able to dash that much. And the distance increase is pretty good too. But this basically means we get more scrolls. Because anytime we get a 3-choice chest, we could take all 3 of them. That's just really good for us. Chance to lose an extra ammo. Again, I don't care too much about taking that because we will transition at some point here to a skill damage. Overconsumption as one of your first ones is fine, but later on it loses a lot of ability. Battle Scarred is great for extra survivability, but we are shield based, not HP based, so this isn't doing a lot. No, we're still on the same one. We're still on the same one here. And Copycat is just good all around, so we're gonna take Copycat. Alright, oh, we have a skill trainer up here. Let's do that before we kill anything else. Because you don't know what we might get out of it. Replace a non-exclusive with an exclusive. Now, will it let me do this? Because I still haven't unlocked exclusive inscriptions. I'm interested to see. Interesting. Now, I want to use weapon damage, primarily. Without taking damage, we kill enemies. That's 5 out of 8. Looking good. My man. It's not at the start, it's after every act. At the beginning of Act 1, at the beginning of Act 2, 3, you pick those. And then if you have the Hyperborean Drocoulon for Act 4, then you'll be able to switch one out. So if you took like Overconsumption as your first one, then at Act 4 you could switch it out for something better. Hey Elsa, thank you. I am having a good day and we are trying to stay cool. It has been a warm, muggy day, but it's fine, I think. I'm gonna gamble. Cool. We did get the Gemini on it. So we're just gonna roll for share element. We may end up with a weapon that I would have preferred to have that on, like usually the melee weapons and sniper rifles have good chances. Alright, we gotta look out for those lightning hits because they are dynamite. The constant damage is nice. It keeps that shield from refreshing too quickly. Bada bing, bada boom. Third time unlucky. We already have wicked power. But I'm gonna take it because cursed scrolls aren't terrible. Why did I get it twice? That's so weird. A 50% chance on burning is pretty good. Why did I get the same scroll twice? That has happened... Well, it's happened with weapons a lot. It hasn't happened with scrolls a lot. Your dog is napping on your bed. Cute. Do I have Corrosion Shard already? We've gotten it on almost every run today, so now I'm getting Altitis on it. Lightning Conversion... I guess I'll take the enhance. Oh, we could take all 3. That's right. We have greedy. Hell yeah. I get the feeling when you're unlocking achievements, something in the code is telling it to override the drop with the unlock, even for the non-green scroll unlock. Replace a random non-exclusive with an exclusive? Again, I haven't unlocked this yet. This feels really weird. Should I put it on this? This is something I normally go for. But I feel like both of these are really good. Ah, fuck it. Yeah, that's pretty nice too. That's just more damage all the time. And what did we get for our curse? Arms Trafficker. All right, our upgrades are going to cost more. That does really suck. I can do one roll. The reforging costs the same, so that's fine. That's some money. We can reforge this for trying to hit share elements. That's what we would want to see. Now, normally when I do a copycat run, I would not stop and explain everything because copycat is very beneficial for speedrunning. You get every enhanced enemy will give you their bonuses for a limited time, and if you get the same one, it'll stack up, which is just really good. And then on top of that, if you go fast, you can carry them from one scene to another. So if you look at the bottom of my screen here next to the health bar, you'll see a lot of that little, it looks like a dagger in a green circle. Those are all my copycat bonuses. So if I keep stacking those up, we'll be looking so good. Send this one down the road. Interrupt. You can interrupt your reload animation with a skill, and for some reason, sometimes it just completes the reload for you. Don't ask me on the specifics for it. I couldn't tell you. More movement speed? Oh, now we're schmovin'. Now we're schmovin'. Look at this. Group them up. Yeah, have some of that. There you go. Have some of that. Shoot some of your own guys for me. There's something janky about the code when it comes to the reload being interrupted by skills. Can't tell you exactly, but there we go. Both of these are good, but I'm gonna take this. Again, I'm really concerned about survivability on her. But the more we get of all of the survivability stuff we got, the better we're gonna be. Oh, just send this one over here. There we go. Get rid of all of the spawns. Just get rid of that problem before it is a problem. Can you all fight each other for me, please? Thank you. Big preach on that. Reforge this for me. Share elements. There we go. Share elements. And now we have it every time we hit with our laser glove. We have a 10% chance to do burning and a 40% chance to do corrosion. So our elemental effects should start popping off way harder. Almost a 50-50 on this really rapid hit to apply an element. Concurrent cooldown. Start. There you go. Thank you. Oh, get out of there. Let's send another fireball down Main Street. There we go. Yeah, this is an ammo related one. I wish when the monk was under the effects of manipulation and spawned in dudes, the dudes would be on my side. It'd be great if we could just be friends. Did I already do a vault on this level? I don't remember if I did a vault on this level. Sometimes one over there. Alright. Oh, you were right there. My bad, my beat. I didn't see you there, bud. Alright. Spawner, gotta get rid of the spawns. There you go. It's a little rude that they spawn in things. Uh-oh. Nope, nope. Again, I got chained by the shark, but because I did explosion, it stunned him out of it. So, not my problem. I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, you all fight each other. You all fight each other. Have fun with that. Easy. Oh, I was hoping that my first run wasn't going to be the prince, because in Reincarnation, doing a painkiller run with the prince is an easy win, because if you remember, his grenade has 100% elemental effect chance. So every time you throw that down, if you have painkiller, you guarantee do the elemental effect chance in all three fusions. We finally got this. Spiritual Flame will always trigger burning effect. Every time she inflicts burning effect, the next spiritual flame damage will be up to 120%. We've been waiting on this for so long. Is it just me, or have I been screwed out of a lot of vaults on this run? I feel like I've had like 2 or 3 levels where I didn't have a vault. Maybe I'm just misremembering, but I feel like it. Come on, group up again. There we go. Tiny, how's it going? What are you up to? Enhanced elemental bestowment, say less fam. What were you doing? You were doing Ranch Simulator? What the heck is Ranch Simulator? Were you raising cows? Sheep? Is that what that is?
Oh god, I'm getting hit with a bunch of them.
Welcome on in, Raiders. I'm Eotidiss, Shapeshifter from another dimension, currently in my Firefox form because I'm playing as a Firefox in Gunfire Reborn. We're doing a Zero to Hero series where I started over on a new save file, and we're seeing what the new player experiences and how many runs it will take me to beat Reincarnation level 10 from a fresh account. Without any of the seasonal mechanics or any of the other bells and whistles you get from playing the game. So welcome on in. We have already suffered 1 death on Nightmare mode. So my one run through the entire game will not happen. Hey, Tamamo. Welcome in. Now, I'm not shapeshifting right now because we're on character for it. I'm staying on model, you know. But if you hang around, you will see me shapeshift into one of my other mini forms and elements. Especially since at the beginning of every run, I'm trying to hit a shapeshift that closely resembles the character I'm playing. Alright, I'm gonna get on this side of the bosses because I have more room here. Holy shit, look at that damage! That's a lot of damage! Oh! Alright, that's pretty good. I think we'll be fine. Does that make you happy, Misha? Do you like my damage? That's some pretty good damage, right? This one also has elemental effect chance, but we don't have to spread it to enemies around. Do I need survivability now? Again, I think our damage is fine, so going heavier on survivability seems like the right choice. This rocket launcher has a 25% chance. It's not what I'm looking for. There's finally another vault. I didn't see how much damage you did. It's fine. So, what are we looking for? Extra elemental damage? Easy. That's what we're doing. I could have taken the skill damage, but elemental damage is affecting both our weapons and our skills. So it makes sense to go for that. And hey, look, just more fire damage. You'll love to see it. You got a raid and run? That's understandable. Thank you so much for showing up. I hope you had a good time. Hope to see you again soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye. And say hello to YouTube. Replace a normal and skill. We don't even have wait, actually, I might be able to get better elemental effect chance on this. Fuck. Fuck. It's fine. It's fine. Look at this. That guy survived longer than the last elite did. They got just such big heads. Those elites got big heads. So easy to crit upon. I find the Critterus and I go ham on it. I love to go deep on a Critterus. Oh, you did. Could you? Oh, you're teleporting. Stop that. And oh, where'd you go? There you are. Surprise bonus get! Yay! There's a chance when dealing skill damage to do double skill damage. And more survivability. 30% chance. We're looking to do better than a 40. We want to do better than a 40% elemental chance. Refresh Addict, Arms Dealer, and Silver Medal. Those are all takes, so we're gonna do the pick all option that our greedy choice supplied to us. If you guys have any questions about Gunfire Reborn, I will do my best to answer them. It is a roguelike first-person shooter that feels like a combination of Risk of Rain and Borderlands. And I like it. I like it a lot. We are only in Reincarnation level 1. We have 9 more to go. We're going up to Reincarnation level 10. None of these are elemental, so we don't care. 20%, 20%, 5%, we don't care. 30%? Guess what? I don't care. I don't even have enough to boost that. Now, our extravagant consumption has been getting bonuses to it this whole time. Even though I'm losing money, we are getting double damage from it now. We have spent, I think, 1,000 copper on this. Is that how that reads? For every 100 copper spent, we get 1%. So I have done like 10,000 copper on it. Whatever. This is going to be the first time on this save that we fight the Serpent. The Serpent now has invulnerability phases, which I don't like. I always like that you could nuke this guy down. But I get it. They want the Act 3 boss to be a multi-stage fight and not for you to instantly destroy it. Yeah, see, there's the invincibility at the top of the screen. That's the first invulnerability phase. We're doing so much Lucky Shot now. So the one that isn't glowy is the one that takes full damage. The other ones take reduced damage. All right, for this attack, just slightly move to the left or right and you'll be fine. I know that's a lot to take in, but it's honestly not that bad. You saw how it came straight towards me. I just straight to the left. I didn't even dodge. I just pressed A. And then when the next one came in, I pressed D. That's it. They're like, imagine a fork. Like literally a piece of silverware, a fork. They come in and they cover that area. And then the next time they cover the other. That was horrible. That don't even, whatever. Don't worry about it. We'll take extra fire damage, sure. Whatever. Anyway, to the ice world, where our fire will be loved. Heavy burden? That would be fine. This does nothing for us. I love Flame Shard, but enemies with this will take significantly less fire damage, and that's most of our damage, so I don't want that. All of these kind of suck, though. Every 3 attacks, they gain immunity to all damage for a second. That's rough, buddy. Every 10 seconds, they get immunity to damage for 1 second. And they can only have 1 stack at a time. At least that one builds towards something. Evil Devouring Sword, I take this every time, and it's enhanced. That's fantastic. Backup shield would be good, but I don't like enemies getting their shield back, so I'll take that. Crits deal damage directly to the HP rather than shield or armor. This doesn't exactly matter because we do so much damage to shield and armor too, but it's not terrible. And we don't do cooldowns for our skills that much. The dash would help, but I'll take the penetration bullet because if I can hold my button on the enemy's head, we'll be looking real nice. We're now getting 120% weapon and skill damage from curse scrolls alone. Oh. So now we can exchange something. We're at the end of the run. If we wanted to get something much nicer, we could swap these out. However, the only thing I'm really considering is copycat, because when we get to the final boss, we're probably not going to have a lot of copycat stacks on that. But it is really nice for getting to the final boss. Occult scroll booster, that we are going to get like maybe 4 or 5 more scrolls before the end of this, depending on how things shake out. So the chances of getting good enhanced scrolls is kind of low. This could be helpful because we will get 10 stacks of this right away. Because it retroactively applies elite kills for this. So we will already have a lot of lucky shot chance and dash cooldown. It's just that I don't really use the primary skill cooldown. So between all of these, fake death can also be good. I think we're just not going to trade any of them out, and I'm going to keep the chance for an enhanced scroll. That should be pretty good. Task succeeded! Hey look, we did a lot of burning and whatnot. So now we have more elemental damage. Send this one down. Hit these guys before they have a chance. There we go. They're just fighting each other up there. I have nothing to do with that, man. 40% chance to do lightning is the same as the 40% chance to do decay, so that doesn't really matter. So we'll just put a pump on this. This is gonna be like the lowest weapon level we've had today. Replace all normal inscriptions by giving up a scroll. We'll get a luxurious gift box. I have 3 curses. This is never gonna happen. What could I give up that we're not really using? We're kind of well stacked here, to be honest. All of this stuff is pretty good. I think at this point we can get rid of Persistent because we only have 1 HP. I can't do it. I mean, we'll get the 2 extra recoveries, but this is... The shield delay is tripled and minus recovery speed does Shield recovery will not be stopped, but lower we'll have such a low recovery speed on that then. Ah, whatever. It goes away if we have to use it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. If we go down 2 times, we chuck it and we're back to normal anyway. Here, get rid of your shield for me, please. Thank you. Nope, stop that. Uh-oh, uh-oh. He's got a shield. Glaze barrier sucks. This is another way for them to make it so that you can't just one-shot the entire room. Oh, thank you. Hey, Digi, how's it going? Thanks for the hydrate and stretch. I'll get that. Big Preesh, how are you doing? Ah. And we're back. I have over 1,000 shield right now from all my bonuses. Every time I use energy, I get a little bit of shield. And so if I charge up my Kamehameha, look at that, we're at 1,500 shield. That's pretty nasty, and also thank you for the head pats medal. That's pretty sick. Going all right? Making cinnamon buns before you go to sleep? Oh, why would you do that to yourself? You want to have one in the morning? You're gonna eat them all tonight. There's no way. How are they gonna sit in your home and you not eat them? That your willpower must be incredible, or you're a liar. Why does everyone have to have glaze barriers all the time? Are we not done with glaze barriers? Can we not just move past the glaze barrier arc? It wasn't cooler, interesting the first room, let alone the third room. Actually, I think this is only the second room. There we go. Alright, you all, down here. Don't think I haven't forgotten about you. There's few things I forget about, like Dr. Dre and 9/11. Terminal lucidity's not bad. Still a 25% chance, 12% chance, 10% chance. So still nothing better. I mean, it would be hard to eat 6 cinnamon buns in the 15 minutes between they finish and when I go to sleep. You would be surprised. Or maybe not. I feel like you're gonna pull them out of the oven. You're gonna put the icing on it. And then you're gonna like eat one and say, hey, it's time to go to bed now. And then you're gonna go to the bathroom to brush your teeth and you're just gonna have icing all over your face and crumbs, and you'll be like, what? I wasn't that messy. And then realize that you ate all of them. You like blacked out. And it's just, they're gone. Alright, which one are you shooting first? Yep, that one shot first, so he's down. He shot first on his own, let me clarify, so we know it was him. 80% chance of dealing burning. Now that is really good. It's a double elemental effect. I think that's worth it. I think that's worth it to take and go back to the crafty boy. Because that should put us at a 90% elemental effect chance. Plus, look at our movement speed. We're just schmoving. I love the ice. I love skating on the ice. It's better when you have propulsion device than ostrich rider, but who cares? Alright, reforge me. Reforge me. Reforge me. Thank you. So now... Does it not actually show it? Doesn't actually show it. Whee! That's fine. But having a 90% elemental effect chance means that basically every single shot is going to do elemental effect, which means we're going to do explosions all the time. Miasma stacks like crazy. We are going to be able to melt things even faster than we were before. It's just going to be dumb. It's going to be ridiculous. Those... Did you drop down? Okay, there you are. Hey, Thunderstalker. The fact that we're gonna do explosions all the time means that enemies are gonna be stun locked while we hold the beam on them. The only thing that doesn't affect is bosses. I'm pretty sure elites are gonna be the same way. Elites are just gonna get constantly knocked back. They won't be able to do a damn thing. Okay, the cavalry is immune to knockback as well, it looks like. Or at least in the stage 1. Masterful craftsmanship unlocked. We love that for our weapon damage runs. Getting a gun with 2 exclusive inscriptions is very nice. It's not very nice getting it this early in the run. It would have been nice to get it at the beginning of the next run, but considering we got it here, it probably means we wouldn't have gotten it anywhere else. Probably. Oh look, it's this room again. But this time we're in the elite room. We can put that to the test. We're gonna face the Mandrill Cavalry here. The elite cavalry. And with that, we should be able to just hold the laser on his face and murder him down. Now, he is immune to knockbacks when he's in his charge. So if I hang back far enough and keep him from charging, then I think we can avoid that and just kill him outright before he has a chance to. Like this. Just like that. And he's done. Simple as. In your opinion, what is the best spiritual blessing or the one you go with most? No, I would have needed advanced paranormality to make that work. Probably, I'd say the easiest one to get to work is well, not easiest, but I think the best one is Armed Caster. Armed Caster gives you a skill damage bonus based off of the crit of the currently held weapon. So if you put a sniper in your hand and then do the share crit Gemini with another sniper, it turns your skill damage to ridiculous levels. The only problem is that anyone doing a skill damage run that isn't the Sniper Tiger might have a hard time getting 2 snipers and Geminiing them before they run into the damage wall. But it doesn't seem to be a problem for me that often. But outside of that, overconsumption is a really good starting one, but it falls off by the end. But if you want to start with one, it's one of the best ones to start with. Copycat can be strong, but like I said earlier, you kind of need to play it like a speed run so you can keep snowballing those bonuses up. Painkiller, if you're playing as the Prince, the Tiger, or the Firefox, Painkiller is ridiculous. Just doing constant elements to everything is so insanely strong. It's hard to go wrong with it. I hate it when there's two of the clone guys. There's not a lot you could do to focus on the right one. You just kind of aim at them and hope you can get it. All right, we got rid of one of them. Now we wait for one to shoot or two to shoot. Oh, wrong one. All right. Wait. That didn't work. Why isn't it working now? Yeah, you started shooting first. It should be you. It was you. You? Nope, the one behind me. Oh, maybe if they can't all see me at the same time, that could be a problem. Yeah, I guess if they don't all see me at the same time, then they don't aggro at the same time. That's interesting. Big Kamehamehas. Enhanced Depot, so we never have to reload. We just keep shooting. Alright. I think we're gonna do fine here. I feel like our damage is good. I feel like our survivability... Do you see this? We were at 3,000 shield when we walked in. Yeah, sure, give me that. I can use that. And I won't have enough, so that's fine. Alright, bear. Here, let me do that. Get a bunch of extra shield. That's broken. There you are. Have one of those. It's fine, I've got almost 2,000 shield already. Go for that one too. It's done. Instantly got this back. Here, have another one of these. Alright, and then we instantly get one of these back. And have another one. Voila! Reincarnation level 1 down. The Painkiller with the Firefox. So strong. New boss unlocked? Oh, we got Gluttony now. Interesting. Well, there goes all the fun. Back to the end. We did really take him down in an earlier round. Reincarnation level 2 unlocked. Now I need to be a bit more particular about saving my soul essence. Apparently your first reincarnation run, they give it to you for free, but now we need to hold on to this. Bun drops can recover shield when your HP's full. That can save your life. I'm gonna take that. However, I still want to come over here and focus on the money tree. Money is just so strong in this game. I find it really hard to play when I don't have this tree all the way filled. Getting this extra peddler slot, getting the recycle ability is really good. And getting another refresh, all of that is really good. Isn't it still discounted for a certain amount of runs? I don't know. I haven't played a new account in a long time. Reduce inflictions on the hero. We might want that later on. We could start working on our skill damage now. we want to spend on cheap stuff just to get down here to the level 60 stuff. So we're going to go some more shield and armor, some more HP. That's cheap. Secondary recovery. And here we go. We got exclusive inscriptions and chance for inscriptions to show up. That's great. We want the recycling. And recycle scrolls. Absolutely. Extra peddler slot for sure. That would be really good too, but I think we don't want to overspend on this. So I'm going to confirm that. Got anything to say after me beating Reincarnation game? Other than I apparently upgraded my level. Yep, we got so many things. Yep. Thank you so much. Yep, yep, we got so many things. Thanks! Well, that was Reincarnation level 1. We won't have as much to explain on Reincarnation level 2 going forward. We're probably just going to hit the ground running, pick our character, go over my examples for what to do with the spiritual blessing. But tomorrow, in the next episode, we're going to do Reincarnation level 2. But until I see you then, make sure to take care of yourselves and take care of those around you. Bye-bye! I'm shapeshifting. Electric succubus.